Welcome back to Andy Cooks, and today we're talking about a winter warmer, a comfort classic, ossobuco with soft polenta and gremolata. So ossobuco is the shin of a cow, which is why you have that center bone with the big piece of marrow in the middle, which is absolutely delicious once it's cooked. Most butcher shops will sell this, even some supermarkets in Australia now sell this stuff. It's delicious and it's super affordable. If you're not going to do it with polenta, you can also do this and then just toss it through some pasta. Lots of different options once you've kind of braised this meat down. So to flavour that, we've got an onion, some celery, some garlic, rosemary, bay leaf. We've got half a litre of chicken stock and just over a cup of white wine. We've also got some anchovies. Now, you can optionally leave the anchovies out, but even if you're not an anchovy fan, I assure you that it won't taste anchovy. It'll just give a really good umami flavour. And then for the polenta, we have some polenta, some chicken stock, more chicken stock, and some Parmesan cheese. And that's pretty simple. We'll run you through the technique of that polenta to make sure it doesn't go lumpy. Once you kind of nail that technique, it's a great one to have. And we'll serve that with a bit of gremolata. So curly parsley, lemon, and good olive oil. So let's get stuck in. We'll start with the ossobuco. So first up, we're just gonna season our ossobuco with salt, both sides. Once we've got our ossobuco seasoned on both sides, we're just gonna dice up our onion, dice up our celery, smash some garlic cloves, and then we're gonna get it all into like a big Dutch oven or a cast iron pan that we've got a lid for and we can get in the oven. All right, let's get started. All right, so you want a high heat oil like grapeseed and a decent amount, nothing too crazy, just enough to cover the bottom. Get that reasonably hot. So once your ossobuco has good colour on both sides, remove it from the pan and set aside. Add your onions and your celery to that same pan with the heat still on and saute for a couple of minutes. Now if the bottom of your pan starts to burn, add your white wine. What this is going to do is stop the fond burning and you'll keep all that delicious flavour. Once you've added your white wine, you can add your garlic and your anchovies, making sure you break up your anchovies, and then reduce that all the way down till the wine's almost completely gone. At that point, add your ossobuco back to the pan, cover it with your chicken stock, finally your herbs, and we'll put the lid on it, ready for the oven. So 160-degree oven for 4 hours, or until it's completely soft and falls off the bone. All right, so we've got about half an hour left on the ossobuco, and we're gonna start making our soft polenta. So we've got half a litre of chicken stock, and you're just gonna bring that to the boil. Now our stock is boiling. Now you really want to use a whisk for this, but I don't have one because we've just moved in here and I still haven't got all my stuff here. And while you're whisking, you're going to slowly pour in your polenta. Slower than that. And what this does is prevents the lumps from occurring. At this point, give it a little season with salt and just keep stirring, making sure you've got no lumps, and turn the temperature right down. You just want this ticking over. You don't want it to rapidly boil too fast because all the water will evaporate, and you want to cook the polenta slowly so it absorbs the water evenly. Once you've got a nice smooth paste, you're going to need to cover this with a lid, and you're just going to cook it for about 30 minutes, stirring it every 5 to 6 minutes. Also, don't have a lid, so I'm using a fry pan. So it's been 6 or 7 minutes. Just going to take the lid off, give it a mix, and leave it to cook a bit longer. So for the gremolata, it's pretty simple. Parsley, lemon, and garlic. Now, I don't think traditionally it has olive oil as well, but I put a bit on there. I think it helps kind of keep it nice and loose. And it's usually made with flat leaf parsley. Now, I have heaps of this curly parsley growing in my mother-in-law's garden, so we're gonna use this today instead of buying flat leaf parsley. But basically, you're just gonna chop this parsley up super fine. Get that in a bowl, and then a couple of cloves of garlic, just finely minced, or I like to just use one of these microplanes, makes life a bit easier. And the zest of a lemon. A little bit of olive oil, you don't need heaps. Season, and just give it a stir. Gremolata done. So we're just gonna have some grated Parmesan to finish the polenta. You don't need heaps, about that, 40 grams-ish. All right, so polenta's been cooking for just over 30 minutes now, and it's at a really nice consistency. If it does start to stiffen up too much, you can just add a little bit more water or stock throughout the cooking process. At this point, we're just gonna add the Parmesan and stir that through. The residual heat from the polenta will melt that Parmesan. And we're ready to start plating. Polenta down. Ossobuco is cooked. And you can see, just you can cut it with a spoon. It's exactly what you're looking for. So ossobuco, top of the polenta. Another piece for good luck. Get some of that juice from the bottom. And finish with our Gremolata. And there we have it, ossobuco with Parmesan polenta and Gremolata. All right, guess we better taste it. Definitely don't need a fork with this dish. Absolutely delicious, super comforting, perfect for a 30-degree day in the Sunshine Coast. Next time it's cold and you need a warm hug, make this dish. You won't regret it. Thanks, legends. Chuck me a like if you haven't, subscribe if you're not, and we'll see you next Sunday for another recipe. Peace.